Good morning, everyone. Let me start by asking you a simple question. Are you investing more in your career than in yourself? Think about it for a moment. Many of us spend hours perfecting our resumes, chasing promotions and climbing the ladder of success, but rarely pause to ask, am I growing as a person? Today, I want to share a simple yet powerful idea. Work on yourself more than your job. Your job is important. Yes, it pays your bills, gives you recognition, and builds your professional identity. But here's the hook. Your job is temporary. You might switch careers, industries, or even retire someday. Who stays with you throughout your life? You do. Your personal growth, your emotional intelligence, your resilience, your habits, these are the true investments that pay lifelong dividends. Imagine a tree. The stronger its roots, the taller and sturdier it grows. Your skills, network, and job titles are the branches, but your roots are your character, mindset, and self-awareness. Without strong roots, no branch can survive the storms. We often dedicate countless hours, energy, and attention to our jobs, believing that climbing the corporate ladder or achieving professional milestones is the ultimate measure of success. We meticulously polish our resumes, chase promotions, and strategically network, hoping that these efforts will secure our place in the world. Yet, in the process, many of us overlook the single most important investment we can ever make ourselves. The truth is that your job is a temporary platform, a set of responsibilities and tasks that define a portion of your life. But your personal growth, your mindset, and your character will remain with you long after the emails stop, the projects end, or the titles change. The realization that you are your lifelong investment is both liberating and powerful because it shifts the focus from external validation to inner transformation, from temporary achievements to lasting impact. When you consciously choose to invest in yourself, you begin to see your life as a portfolio of growth rather than a checklist of accomplishments. Each book you read, each skill you learn, each moment you spend reflecting on your thoughts and emotions adds to your personal capital. Unlike a salary or a promotion, which can fluctuate and even disappear, the knowledge, wisdom, and resilience you build within yourself compound over time. The lessons learned through challenges, the self-discipline cultivated through consistent habits, and the emotional intelligence honed through meaningful relationships are assets that no one can take away. They are your permanent foundation, and the returns they generate are far more significant than any financial gain. The more you focus on strengthening yourself, the more equipped you become to navigate uncertainty, seize opportunities, and create a life of purpose and fulfillment. Investing in yourself also transforms the way you approach your professional life. When your energy is rooted in personal growth rather than external validation, you no longer chase success out of fear or comparison. Instead, you pursue excellence because it aligns with who you are becoming. People who prioritize self-development bring a depth and authenticity to their work that cannot be replicated through technical skills alone. Their decisions are guided by clarity, empathy, and perspective. Their interactions with colleagues, clients, and stakeholders are infused with integrity and respect. When you elevate yourself first, every project you take on, every challenge you face, and every goal you set becomes richer, more meaningful, and more sustainable. Moreover, investing in yourself is not a one-time effort, but a lifelong commitment. It requires discipline, consistency, and intentionality. It means waking up each day with a willingness to learn, to reflect, and to improve, even when the pressures of deadlines and expectations tempt you to neglect your inner growth. It means prioritizing your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Understanding that these dimensions of your life are interconnected and foundational to your overall success. It means recognizing that no job title or paycheck can replace the confidence, resilience, and purpose that come from a well-developed self. Every hour spent cultivating your mind, nurturing your spirit, and strengthening your character is an investment that pays exponential returns, influencing not just your career, but your relationships, your health, and your ability to leave a lasting impact on the world. Understanding that you are your lifelong investment also shifts your perspective on failure and setbacks. When personal growth is your priority, mistakes are no longer threats but opportunities. Every challenge becomes a lesson, every disappointment a chance to refine your approach, and every obstacle a stepping stone toward becoming a stronger, wiser version of yourself. This mindset allows you to embrace risk, innovate, and pursue your dreams with courage, knowing that even if circumstances change, your investment in yourself cannot be devalued. You carry with you a reservoir of knowledge, resilience, and insight that grows richer with each experience, making you not just professionally capable, but personally unstoppable. In the pursuit of success, many people focus almost exclusively on what is visible, the promotions, the accolades, the titles, and the material achievements that mark professional progress. These are the branches that stretch outward, reaching toward recognition, reward, and external validation. Yet, the strength and longevity of those branches are entirely dependent on the roots beneath the surface, the inner qualities, habits, and foundations that are often invisible but absolutely critical. Just as a tree cannot withstand storms or grow tall without a deep, sturdy root system, no career or achievement can endure the tests of time, pressure, and life's inevitable challenges without strong personal foundations. The principle that strong roots make strong branches is a reminder that investing in your internal growth is not optional. It is essential for sustainable success. The roots represent your character, your mindset, your values, and your emotional resilience. They are the qualities that form the core of who you are, shaping how you respond to adversity, how you interact with others, and how you perceive your own potential. A person with strong roots does not crumble under criticism, failure, or unexpected change. Instead, they remain grounded, drawing strength from the internal resources they have cultivated over years of self-reflection, learning, and discipline. Just as roots absorb nutrients from the soil to feed the tree, your internal development through reading, learning, self-awareness, and reflection feeds your capacity to grow, adapt, and thrive in any circumstance. Many people make the mistake of prioritizing branches over roots. They chase recognition, status, and external achievements while neglecting the internal work required to sustain them. This approach may yield short-term success, but it is fragile and vulnerable. Without strong roots, even the most impressive achievements can wither under pressure. Stress, conflict, and setbacks expose weaknesses in character, gaps in emotional intelligence, or a lack of resilience. And suddenly, what seemed like stability and progress begins to crumble. On the other hand, those who cultivate deep roots approach life with a quiet confidence. They are not dependent on external validation, because their sense of self and their capacity for growth come from within. Their branches, their professional accomplishments, relationships, and contributions become not only visible but strong, capable of withstanding challenges and supporting further growth. Investing in your roots requires consistent effort and intentionality. It is not a quick fix but a lifelong commitment. It involves cultivating self-awareness, understanding your strengths and weaknesses, and developing habits that enhance your mental, emotional, and ethical foundation. It requires embracing challenges as opportunities for growth, practicing discipline even when it is inconvenient, and prioritizing values over short-term gains. By nurturing these roots, you create a system of support that allows you to grow taller, reach further, and achieve more without compromising your integrity or stability. The stronger your internal foundation, the more flexible and adaptive your branches become, capable of bending without breaking under the pressures of life. Roots also provide nourishment to the branches in ways that extend beyond personal success. They influence the quality of relationships, the depth of leadership, and the impact you have on those around you. Leaders with strong roots inspire trust and loyalty because their actions are consistent with their values. Professionals with strong roots build teams that thrive because they can guide with empathy, resilience, and clarity. And individuals with strong roots live lives that are fulfilling and meaningful, as they are guided not solely by external rewards, but by internal principles that provide direction and purpose. The reality is that growth without roots is fragile, and achievements without foundation are fleeting. By dedicating time and energy to developing your roots, your character, your mindset, and your emotional resilience, you ensure that every branch you grow, every goal you pursue, and every milestone you achieve is supported by a strength that cannot be shaken. This approach transforms success from a temporary peak into a sustainable, evolving journey, allowing you to reach heights you never thought possible while remaining grounded, balanced, and true to yourself. Too often, people believe that professional success is achieved solely through external efforts, working long hours, meeting deadlines, mastering technical skills, or outperforming colleagues. While these actions are important, they are only one side of the equation. The foundation for true, sustainable success lies in personal growth. The inner development of your mind, character, and emotional intelligence creates a power and resilience that cannot be replicated by skills or credentials alone. Personal growth fuels professional success because it shapes how you think, how you lead, how you respond to challenges, and how you create opportunities, not just for yourself, but for those around you. Personal growth begins with self-awareness. Understanding your strengths, weaknesses, motivations, and values allows you to make choices that align with who you truly are, rather than simply reacting to external pressures. People who invest in self-awareness are able to leverage their strengths, work on their weaknesses, and make decisions with clarity and confidence. This ability transforms every professional interaction. A person who knows themselves does not overreact to criticism, does not get lost in competition, and does not settle for mediocrity. Instead, they navigate challenges strategically, build authentic relationships, and consistently perform at a higher level because their actions are rooted in insight rather than impulse. Equally important is the cultivation of emotional intelligence, which is one of the most powerful drivers of professional success. Personal growth develops your ability to manage emotions, empathize with others, and communicate effectively. A professional who can remain calm under pressure, listen actively, and inspire trust in others becomes invaluable in any environment. Technical skills can get you noticed, but emotional intelligence sustains your influence, allowing you to lead teams, negotiate effectively, and create collaborative environments where everyone thrives. The more you work on understanding yourself and others, the more effortless it becomes to motivate, inspire, and guide those around you, turning ordinary professional interactions into extraordinary outcomes. Another aspect of personal growth is resilience, the capacity to recover quickly from setbacks, adapt to change, and persist in the face of obstacles. Resilient individuals do not view failure as an endpoint. They see it as feedback, an opportunity to learn, refine their approach, and grow stronger. In the professional world, setbacks are inevitable. Projects fail, opportunities are missed, and challenges arise unexpectedly. When you have invested in personal growth, these obstacles no longer derail your progress. Instead, they become stepping stones to higher achievement. The ability to stay grounded, maintain focus, and continue moving forward with optimism and determination is the hallmark of someone whose personal growth directly propels their professional success. Continuous learning is also central to personal growth and professional advancement. When you commit to expanding your knowledge, acquiring new skills, and broadening your perspective, you increase your adaptability and creativity. Professionals who prioritize learning do not merely respond to change, they anticipate it, innovate, and lead. This proactive approach makes them indispensable, not just because they are skilled, but because they can navigate complexity, inspire innovation, and create solutions that others might overlook. Personal growth ensures that your professional development is not static, but dynamic and evolving, allowing you to remain competitive, relevant, and impactful over the long term. Finally, personal growth builds integrity and credibility, which are essential for lasting professional success. When your actions are aligned with your values, when your decisions reflect honesty, fairness, and consistency, people trust and respect you. This trust opens doors, strengthens relationships, and amplifies your influence in ways that skills alone cannot achieve. Professional success built on a foundation of personal growth is not only more sustainable, but it also carries meaning and impact, creating opportunities that go beyond titles and paychecks to touch lives, build legacies, and leave a lasting mark. Many people measure success by what they accumulate externally: money, titles, recognition, or possessions. They chase promotions, accolades, and material milestones, believing that these achievements will bring satisfaction and meaning. Yet often, despite reaching these goals, they feel a lingering emptiness, as if something essential is missing. This emptiness exists because they are attempting to fill their lives from the outside in, rather than from the inside out. True fulfillment and sustainable success are born from first filling yourself, developing your inner world, nurturing your mind, your heart, and your spirit. When you cultivate personal depth and resilience, the external markers of success naturally become more meaningful, impactful, and lasting. Filling yourself means prioritizing personal growth, self-awareness, and emotional well-being above all else. It involves understanding who you are, what drives you, and what truly matters to you. It requires reflection, honesty, and sometimes courage, because it demands confronting your fears, weaknesses, and limiting beliefs. Without this inner foundation, no amount of external achievement can provide lasting satisfaction. People who neglect themselves often find that even when they reach the peaks of professional success, they feel unfulfilled, disconnected, or anxious because their external accomplishments are not supported by a strong internal framework. The contrast is striking. Those who invest in themselves first carry a sense of purpose and inner stability that transforms every achievement into something meaningful, rather than merely decorative. When you feel yourself first, you approach life with clarity and intention. Decisions become guided by values rather than external pressure or fleeting desire. Work no longer feels like a relentless chase for approval or material gain, but as a platform to express your potential, creativity, and purpose. Relationships deepen because you bring emotional intelligence, empathy, and authenticity to every interaction. Challenges become opportunities rather than threats, as a strong sense of self provides the confidence and resilience to navigate setbacks with composure and wisdom. Filling yourself equips you with the energy, mindset, and perspective needed to turn obstacles into growth and ambition into meaningful achievement. Filling yourself also requires discipline and consistency. It is not achieved in sporadic bursts or through occasional reflection, but through daily habits, deliberate learning, and conscious self-care. Reading, journaling, meditation, mindfulness, and skill building are not merely activities. They are investments in the inner life that sustain your outer accomplishments. The more intentional time you dedicate to nurturing your inner world, the more robust your capacity to handle stress, inspire others, and create impact. Like a vessel, if you are empty inside, anything you pour into your life, whether work, relationships, or wealth, will leak away or fail to satisfy. But when your inner reservoir is full, it overflows naturally, enriching every aspect of your life without effort. Another crucial dimension is emotional resilience. Life will always present challenges, unexpected failures, conflicts and pressures that test your patience and resolve. When your inner world is strong and filled, you are not tossed about by every wave of adversity. You respond with composure, learn from experiences, and continue forward without losing your balance. The energy and fulfillment that come from self-development allow you to be proactive, creative, and influential in ways that those who chase external markers alone cannot achieve. Filling yourself equips you not only to pursue success, but to sustain it, thrive in adversity, and lead with authenticity. When you commit to filling yourself first, every external pursuit becomes a reflection of your internal growth. Achievements are no longer empty trophies, but extensions of a life lived with awareness, purpose, and resilience. Every career milestone, every relationship, every contribution gains depth and meaning because it springs from a source that is abundant, grounded, and self-aware. The journey becomes more than a pursuit of external validation. It becomes a manifestation of who you are at your best, capable of impact, fulfillment, and lasting legacy. Success and personal growth are often imagined as the result of grand gestures, sudden breakthroughs, or extraordinary talent. People dream of radical transformations overnight, waiting for the perfect moment or the ideal opportunity to appear. Yet the reality is far simpler, and far more powerful, meaningful transformation comes not from a single dramatic event, but from small, consistent daily habits that compound over time. Every day presents a choice. The choice to invest in yourself through intentional actions, to nurture your growth, and to strengthen the qualities that define your character. These choices, seemingly minor in the moment, accumulate into profound change that shapes your life, career, and impact. Small daily habits function like drops of water on stone. At first, their effect seems imperceptible, almost negligible, as the effort required appears disproportionate to the results achieved. Reading a few pages of a book each day, practicing gratitude for 5 minutes each morning, reflecting on your experiences at the end of the day, or dedicating a small portion of time to learn a new skill may appear insignificant. Yet as these practices repeat over weeks, months, and years, they carve pathways in your mind, strengthen your resilience, and expand your capabilities. What seems trivial in isolation compounds into a formidable force, shaping your habits, mindset, and even your identity. The most successful and fulfilled individuals are not necessarily those who perform extraordinary feats once, but those who consistently take small, purposeful steps toward improvement every single day. Daily habits also cultivate discipline, which is one of the most critical yet overlooked drivers of growth. Discipline is not an innate trait reserved for the naturally gifted. It is a muscle that develops through consistent practice. When you commit to small actions repeatedly, you train yourself to follow through even when motivation wanes. This consistency fosters reliability, perseverance, and self-trust, qualities that are essential not only for personal development, but also for professional success. People who maintain disciplined habits are able to navigate complex challenges with composure, execute plans effectively, and inspire confidence in those around them. They understand that lasting achievement is the accumulation of effort over time rather than a sudden surge of energy or talent. Another powerful effect of small daily habits is their ability to rewire your mindset. Actions repeated regularly influence thought patterns, emotions, and perspectives. By practicing positivity, mindfulness, and self-reflection, you gradually reshape the lens through which you perceive the world. Challenges that once seemed daunting begin to appear as opportunities. Setbacks become lessons, and obstacles transform into stepping stones. Habits of learning, curiosity, and gratitude create an inner ecosystem that nurtures growth, resilience, and creativity. Your mind becomes sharper, your focus stronger, and your ability to innovate and lead more pronounced. Small habits also enhance consistency in relationships, communication, and influence. Taking the time to listen actively, express appreciation, or offer support each day builds trust and deepens connections. These incremental investments in human relationships often yield greater long-term returns than occasional grand gestures. Similarly, small professional habits, preparing thoroughly, following up reliably, or dedicating time to refine your skills, compound into a reputation of excellence, reliability, and competence that distinguishes you in any field. The beauty of small habits lies in their accessibility and adaptability. Anyone, regardless of circumstance, can take steps to improve themselves, even in modest ways. The key is intentionality and persistence, the deliberate choice to prioritize growth through consistent incremental actions. Over time, these small daily commitments transform not only your skills and achievements, but also your character, confidence, and ability to navigate life with purpose and resilience. In today's fast-paced world, it is easy to fall into the trap of equating self-worth with professional achievements. We often measure our lives by the hours spent at work, the titles we hold, or the projects we complete. While dedication to one's career is admirable, defining life solely by a job is a dangerous limitation. Your job is a part of your life, but it is not the entirety of your existence. True fulfillment arises when you recognize that your life is bigger, richer, and more multidimensional than any position, paycheck, or professional milestone could ever encompass. When this perspective becomes your guiding principle, every choice, action, and pursuit is infused with a sense of balance, purpose, and clarity. Understanding that your life transcends your job begins with awareness of priorities. Work is an important platform for contribution, growth, and skill application, but it exists within the larger framework of relationships, health, personal growth, and inner fulfillment. When you focus exclusively on professional success, you risk neglecting the aspects of life that sustain and enrich your overall well-being. Family, friendships, hobbies, personal passions, and spiritual or intellectual pursuits are not secondary. They are foundational elements that nourish your mind, heart, and soul. Investing in these dimensions ensures that your life remains full, balanced, and meaningful, even when professional challenges or transitions occur. This perspective also transforms the way you approach your work. When your identity is not tied solely to your job, you can perform your professional responsibilities with clarity, confidence, and integrity, rather than out of fear, ego, or external validation. You are more likely to make decisions aligned with long-term vision rather than short-term gain, and you can lead and collaborate with authenticity. Recognizing that your life is bigger than your job allows you to maintain composure under pressure, approach challenges creatively, and avoid being consumed by stress or comparison. It frees you to pursue excellence without losing sight of what truly matters in life. Another important aspect of this principle is resilience. Careers are unpredictable, projects fail, companies restructure, opportunities shift, and setbacks are inevitable. If your sense of identity and purpose is limited to your professional role, any disruption can feel catastrophic, leading to anxiety, frustration, or a loss of direction. However, when you cultivate a life that extends beyond work, you have a foundation of strength and fulfillment that is independent of external circumstances. You draw energy from your personal growth, relationships, and passions, enabling you to face professional challenges with confidence and adaptability. Your work becomes a channel for expression and contribution, rather than the sole determinant of your happiness. Living with the understanding that your life is bigger than your job also creates space for creativity, exploration, and continuous growth. When you invest time in personal development, pursue hobbies, engage in community service, or explore new ideas, you enrich your perspective and enhance your capacity to contribute meaningfully in every sphere of life. This approach fosters holistic growth, mentally, emotionally, socially, and spiritually. You develop the ability to impact the world around you beyond professional achievements, leaving a legacy that is measured not only by career success, but by the lives you touch and the inspiration you provide. Recognizing the breadth of your life encourages intentional living. Every choice becomes an opportunity to invest in what truly matters, to prioritize experiences, relationships, and growth over temporary rewards or external pressures. Work remains important, but it assumes its proper place as a component of a larger, more meaningful whole. Your career becomes a means to enrich life, rather than the totality of it, enabling you to navigate both professional and personal realms with wisdom, purpose, and joy. Let me close with this thought. Your job is a part of your life, but your life is not a part of your job. Invest in yourself, nurture your soul, sharpen your mind, and cultivate your heart. When you work on yourself more than your job, every job you take, every challenge you face, and every goal you achieve becomes richer, deeper, and more meaningful. Start now. Your future self will thank you.